From all the staff at Chancellor State College, welcome to Term 2. This video has been produced to be able to guide you through the lesson overviews that will be used in all the learning during Term 2. Before we start, I just wanted to cover some basic frequently asked questions that we have been receiving from parents. Some parents have found that when they are accessing their child's year level Blackboard, that the tab on the left hand side here is not visible. If you drag your mouse over, you'll actually see that there is an arrow, and if you click on that arrow, it will open up the display menu on the left hand side, and that will allow you to be able to access the Term 2 folders, and this is where all the students' work will be kept. To make the transition as smooth as possible, we have created a universal lesson plan for students in years prep to year 6. This means that the structure will be the same across all the year levels. This will allow parents peace of mind when they are working with multiple students in different year levels. You'll be able to view the lesson plan for the student and understand the overall structure. These lessons will appear weekly. Every Monday morning, the lessons for that week will appear on the Blackboard site. The online learning lessons directly relate to what students would have been normally learning in Term 2 classrooms, with some minor adjustments to suit the online learning platform. More information can be read about this in the announcements on each year level Blackboard. We're just going to spend a bit of time now going through the overall lesson structure. The first part of the lesson plan structure is the lesson intent, and it's broken into two parts. The first part is the essential question, and basically this just sums up what the lesson is about. The next part is the knowledge and skills, and this describes what the students should be able to know and be able to actively demonstrate by the end of the lesson. The example that I have in front of me here is a maths lesson. And the essential question basically says, how do I represent numbers in different ways? So that is the overall point of the lesson. And students will develop knowledge, and they will be able to develop a demonstrable skill at the end of this. So students should be, at the end of this lesson, be able to partition numbers using standard partitioning. The next part of the lesson structure is the lesson activities. And this describes the step-by-step actions the students will take to be able to complete the section. These sections may also include links to websites, PowerPoints, worksheets. There may even be in their journals and discussions, and also notes about how the work should be completed. All of these resources can be found in folders with pictures of the lesson plans, and the students should not need to print out any of the lesson plans or worksheets. They can complete them in their books and be able to submit them online. We've also included in here a section labelled Key Vocabulary, and this vocab will be able to be used by parents and students throughout the lesson to be able to understand some of the concepts being covered. The last part of the lesson structure is the lesson outcomes. This lists the expectations for students and also what is required from teachers in regards to feedback to students. When it's talking about expectations from students, this basically means for work that they are going to submit or what is being expected to be written into books or being recorded in a Word document, etc. In the feedback section there, it will describe how teachers will actively provide feedback to the individual student or to the class. There'll be additional videos that parents and students can access on using class journals and also class discussions. These will be the two main ways that teachers will be providing feedback to students, as well as email. Now that we've got an understanding of what the structure of the lessons will look like, I'm just going to demonstrate what the actual Blackboard website will look like for students. On the left-hand side here, we can see that there's the announcements, and this announcements will feature all of the different things that we put up as official announcements. And the other tab that it has there, or folder, is the Term 2 folder. This folder will feature all of the learning areas that students will need to cover over the period of time that they are working online. Each week, a lesson plan with related resources will be created for each subject for your child to follow. These lesson plans and resources may include web links, videos, PowerPoints, and worksheets. These lessons have been designed with the following day structure in mind. Students will complete an hour of English, an hour of maths, 30 minutes of PE or physical activity, and students will then pick another one of their subjects that they need to finish for the week. An example of the additional subject could be science. Science only has one lesson for the week, so if a student has completed an hour of English, an hour of maths, they could then choose to do their hour of science on that day. That would mean that they have finished their science for the week, and then on the next day they could go through and look at a different subject, and they could do an hour of music, for example. So this just means that students can pick how they want to structure their week, and they can choose their subjects accordingly. More information about suggested daily learning structures can be found on the announcements on the Blackboard website as well. We ask that parents and students familiarise themselves with this Blackboard structure, and if you have any queries or questions, please feel free to reach out to your teachers, and we will aim to provide any additional documentation or even more videos such as this to make this process easier for everyone involved.